Hello, my name's Alan. I am now in Bucha, which is northwest of Kiev. In the building which is behind me, during the Russian occupation on the 8th of March, Russian paratroopers murdered 8 Ukrainian territorials. No trial, no reason to do so, no nothing. They just murdered them. That was not the only crimes that the Russians committed in this small town of 25,000 people. As far as we know, so far around 500 people are either missing or dead. Whilst they were here, they stole everything they could. They committed rape, including rape against children. And when we see things like this, I can understand that many men will want to join the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, do something about this type of atrocity, and come here and assist the Ukrainian army and people in this war against this terrorist banditism which is coming from the Kremlin. I have been assisting people since the beginning of March to come here to Ukraine. I'd like to say though a few more words on this subject, and to make sure that we do get the people that are needed here. Now, if you're interested in doing things which are humanitarian, non-military, I'm afraid I don't really know where to actually go as far as that's concerned. If it's humanitarian stuff, and believe me, lots of people are needed in the humanitarian field. All sorts of skills, from medical to drivers to construction. All sorts of assistance there is required, but please, in that case, contact the Ukrainian consulate, or better would be to contact organizations such as the Red Cross directly, and that is something I really please do that. Now, for those who want to join the military, I want to say a few words on this one. Now, the first thing is that the Ukrainian army isn't desperate, and there are certain requirements. Now, you can go to a Ukrainian consulate. I've just said to go to the Ukrainian consulate for humanitarian, but as far as the military is concerned, it is quite obvious to me that in nearly everywhere the Ukrainian consulate hasn't got a clue what it's doing. So what really... I know it might seem very arrogant on my part to say come to me directly, but I believe that you're going to get, I'll make sure that you go where you're supposed to go, which unfortunately is not the case with the Ukrainian consulate. Now, as I said, it's not desperate. What they need are people with military experience who know what they're doing. And the point above all is to find people with military experience who can train Ukrainians. So what would this mean? You don't need to know Russian or Ukrainian languages, but what you do need to be is absolutely proficient in what you do. So people with several years military experience. Now, the Ukrainian Foreign Legion says 2 years military experience. This idea of combat experience has come out. Nobody's got 2 years combat experience, or if they have, then they're probably so shot up with PTSD that they wouldn't be much use anyway. So 2 years minimum military experience. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is this: if you haven't got that, if you haven't been in the military, then don't do it. Then go to a humanitarian organization. I cannot insist on this enough. It's no use saying, oh, well, I'm a good shot. Or I've got level 7 in Call of Duty or whatever it's called. That's no good. What is required is military experience directly. Okay? Right. Now, next thing is, what is it going to end up costing you? Because at the end of the day, very best, if you're lucky, you might get the pay of a Ukrainian soldier, which is 7,000 hryvnia, and there's about 40 hryvnia to the dollar, so you can work that one out, how much you can get a month, if you're lucky. Most of the people I know are not getting anything. So how much is it going to cost you to live here? Well, we've done some calculations on this, and if it would maybe, you know, to rent a place to live, if you don't want to live in the barracks, which is understandable, having been in them myself, although I'm very grateful for those who put me in them, and then to eat, okay, maybe around 500 euros a month. If you're on a pension with more than that, then that's what it'll cost you to stay alive here. Obviously, you've got to get here. Equipment, well, if you're going to go into combat, then you're going to need you probably will need to get your equipment. But we're not looking for combat people above all. We're looking for people with experience who can train the Ukrainians. So, with that in mind, if you're capable of doing that, contact me via my Facebook address, which a link to which is below, and I will either take you from Poland to the place you have to be, or if I can't do it for whatever reason, maybe I won't be in, maybe I'll be here in Ukraine, or maybe I'll be in Germany, then I'll make sure you get to where you've got to go. But the thing is this, don't try doing it by yourself. Contact me, because it could end up saving you a lot of money, not to mention time. I have seen people come here who were totally unsuitable. They couldn't do it, but they'd spent a fortune getting here. They'd even got the clearance from the Ukrainian consulate. That is why you need to come to somebody like me who knows, well, more or less what he's doing. I'll give you an interview to start off with. I'm not saying that my interview is no guarantee either. It's what the Legion will take. The final decision is made by the Lieutenant Colonel who interviews you, not by me. But I can tell you more or less who will be taken on and who won't be taken on. I know that from experience. So do contact me directly. Don't do it yourself, and be aware that there are costs involved. But I think the costs, it's a matter of, we're here trying to save civilization, trying to save people's lives, and that it's a humanitarian task to stop Putin, to stop this evil, fascist, imperialist regime of rapists and murderers and thieves. That is what we're attempting to do. So if you feel up to it, you still want to come here, contact me, and I'll see you get to the right place. And thanks for listening to me. I normally publish things related to history. I'm a historian. I'm a military historian. My specialist is in the Holocaust. And being here today in this building, looking at the murders of people who weren't even born when I started to investigate Holocaust-related crimes, is quite shocking. So, anyway, thanks for listening.